guys, so what I'm doing right here is I am cutting off, well, I've done most of it, but I'm cutting off the leaves that have the powdery mildew on them. I've tried using a milk and water solution to help with the powdery mildew, and I honestly can't say if it worked or not. It's cut it down some, I will say that, but it hasn't completely gotten rid of it. So what I do is I just go ahead and cut the stems off, the leaf, the whole thing if I need to, because sometimes I see a lot of people on gardening channels that I follow, especially on Facebook, they leave these leaves on. Now, even without the powdery mildew, some of these leaves you don't want to leave on, so you do want to cut them from the bottom, and as they grow, you know, you want to keep cutting them because you do want your plant to have circulation. So I see a lot of people who are showing pictures of their zucchinis and their squash, and the leaves are huge. Well, if your plant or if your fruit can't breathe and can't get any air to it, it's going to shrivel up and die. So I cut some of these leaves off just to give my plant a chance to breathe. And I got more coming in. I'll pick all this crap up later. But now my plant can get a little more air in it. And if the leaves are dead, I cut them back. If they have powdery mildew, I cut them back. And even if they're just too big and I feel like my plant is not breathing, I cut them back. I do that with a lot of the dead leaves that are starting to appear on my tomatoes as well, because I don't want the fruit to get infected, because you're worried about the fruit and not necessarily the leaves, right? Another thing I noticed too is a lot of people on those sites I told you I follow, or on those, nobody here on YouTube, you guys are amazing, and that's why I'm learning so much from you. But there's a lot of newbie gardeners in the things that I'm on Facebook, and they like to let their, I mean, you're going to let a tomato grow as large as it can, and then once it starts to ripen, you can take it off the vine and sit it in the windowsill, or you can let it continue to turn red on the tree. Well, I take mine off because when it rains and with the heat we've been having, they start to split. And I want to catch them before they split too much. And just like right around the top, they'll split like right around here. These aren't fully done yet, but right around here they start to split. So I try to get them off the tree when I see they start turning red. But what I was saying was a lot of newbie gardeners like to let their zucchini or squash get like huge, and I mean huge. I've seen some like arm length, you know, or you know, from here to here. I don't know what that is. That's arm, that's half arm, whatever. But they like to let theirs get that big. And for me, I mean, if you like it like that, that's fine. If you plan to use the seeds again to reharvest, that's fine. But I let mine get about 6, maybe 7 inches, and then I cut it off because I feel like it's more tender and it has more flavor when it's like that versus when you let it get so large that you can't really do anything with it but make zucchini bread or boil it or bake it or something. So I mean, like, that's great if you're going to use it to bake with, like make a zucchini parmesan or something like that. That's fine. But I don't like to let mine get that big. That's just me. That's how I roll. But I don't let mine get that big. Alright guys, so it is getting hot out here. I'm going to go cut this little watermelon plant off that didn't quite make it. But don't worry, I still got my 3 big ones. They are growing and they are doing beautifully. I need to come out here and give my plant some 511 one more time. But that might not be today because it's, like I said, it's getting hot out here. And I am just cutting off the leaves that aren't helping the tree anymore. Okay, so this is the little watermelon that didn't make it. So I went ahead and plucked him off. But I have these 3 that you see wrapped in the pantyhose. Those are doing really good. I had to put some of that 7 dust on my string beans or green beans or whatever you call these. I had to put some on there this morning because there were like at least 10 what do you call them, not June bugs, Japanese beetles on there, and they were having breakfast, lunch, and dinner all over my plant. So I had to kill them. Then I had to put my gloves on, and I've harvested some of these string beans, but not a whole lot, because I thought I had way more than this that was ready, but they're not, and that's okay. I cut back some of the leaves where the June bugs or the Japanese beetles were eating from, because I want to give the little pollinators a chance to get in there and get to all the flowers. Alright, and then I have some, this, what is it, this zucchini. So, this is the zucchini plant. I went ahead and pulled it out because it was giving me a zucchini here or there, and then it would die. And now this plant is not producing any more zucchini for me, or at least not any more females anyway, and it wasn't really giving me females anyway. So I went ahead and I pulled that one out, and it was in this space right here, right next to the green beans. I pulled a cucumber the other day, tasted that. That was amazing. I've been eating tomato sandwiches like they going out of style. I did plant some purple pole beans. Are those the purple? Yeah, those are the purple pole beans planted back there. This is the okra. So I've decided to do kind of like a fall garden, but I'm not planting anything that is over 65 days. So if it has a harvest date that is over 65 days, I'm not putting it in the ground, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have with this weather out here, because we have a heat wave for the last 2 weeks, and then come beginning of August or mid-August, it'll start feeling like fall out here, especially when you hear them crickets. You know fall is coming, and I know they tend to show up pretty early around here. So then I have my zucchini. So this is my green zucchini, because I did plant some more. And I need to, you see me harvest this because it kept raining, and this tree actually, or this bush actually kept falling over, and I was losing a lot of my tomatoes. So I figured I would come out here and grab what I can off the tree, because it's supposed to rain again today, and I don't want to lose any more tomatoes, even though I still have tons growing on here. And then this is my squash plant, and it's giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, what's that, 1, 2, oh, okay, so I'm about to get a bunch more squash on here. Hopefully they'll get pollinated, but I'm about to get a bunch more squash there. This one is about done. I know it looked crazy down in there, but trust, it's still okay. So I got a couple more back there that are coming up, and I think this one in the front right here is going to be the first one that I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to probably put either more okra or more pole beans. I mean, more purple potted pole beans, something like that, that, like I said, doesn't have a long harvest date. These are my little peppers. They are finally starting to grow. So I can get you guys in there. Okay, so they're finally starting to show up. I'm so glad I didn't pull this plant out. And I got more yellow squash coming here. I already pulled my peppers off of here, so they are creating more peppers. And I like the way these peppers taste. I will be planting these gypsy peppers again because they kind of have like a little spicy kick to them, and I think they would be great if you stuff them, like with some ground beef or just some cheddar cheese or something like that, like a jalapeno popper. This is the Roma plant. The Roma plant, like I said, is once all these tomatoes turn red, this plant is going to be done. So I'll be able to dig that out and put something else in place of it. I think that's pretty much it. Some of my cucumbers are getting burnt out here because it's so hot. So they're coming up, but then they're burning off, which you can't be mad at Mother Nature. She's doing what she's supposed to do, right? She only doing what she know how to do, and then we do what we know how to do. All right, so I am going to try and clean up some of this mess before I go inside, because now my garden is starting to look like a jungle. I might just go ahead and get rid of these, what's these, Snapdragon? I might just go ahead and get rid of that plant and get rid of that one and clean it up a little bit out here. But again, like I said, that might not be today because it is so hot out here. And I sound out of breath, don't I? Woo, it's a lot. This gardening is worth it, but good God, it's a lot. But I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I will talk to you guys in another video. Everybody continue to stay safe. Wear your mask. I don't care what nobody say. Wear your mask. Because I heard a lot of people talking about how the mask is supposed to protect people who are sick from getting people who are well sick. Well, with this virus, if you asymptomatic and you're not showing any symptoms, you don't know you sick. So if you out here without a mask on, guess what? You getting everybody else sick. So I wear my mask to protect myself and to protect my loved ones when I come home. So that's just a little tip for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.